him. I like the guy. He's doing well, he's got a good body. Bet he's got a big cock and all. Probably I wish I had it, but who cares?
Good Lord. I mean, that's a big if. Right? I mean, Anthony Joshua, Olympic gold medalist, former heavyweight champion of the world.
Tyson Fury is stunned by watching Joshua's hitting skills and power. The shock is real as he sees the raw force and precision. Joshua is on another level, showcasing why Jake Paul is way out of his depth. Every strike leaves an impact that cannot be ignored.
Shockingly terrible. Yeah, shockingly, yeah. Down. Very much down. Can't shake it. Shank it.
Johnny Nelson is blown away by Anthony Joshua's focus and precision. Every move shows intent and mastery, and you can see the raw power behind his punches. Joshua is pushing limits and proving he is still a dominant force in the ring.
This is the new Anthony Joshua.
I like this. I like this. Listen, so you hear the likes of what Wilder has to say, Fury has to say, White has to say. These men are raw. You're thinking, boy, no.
Tyson Fury admits it is a tough fight, but Anthony Joshua's dominance cannot be ignored. Joshua's technique and power make him a real threat, and Fury knows this is no easy challenge for anyone. Every punch lands with intent, showing why Joshua is a world-class heavyweight.
Paul calling him out.
I think it's a good fight. I think it's a real 50-50 fight.
Henry points out the absurdity of Jake Paul stepping in against Anthony Joshua. Joshua's size, skill, and experience far surpass Jake's. It is clear this fight is lopsided, and Joshua's power alone makes Paul an easy target in the ring.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Jake Paul has gone from this fight to this fight. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but one is a little bit bigger than the other. So what is going on here? Why does Jake Paul think that this is something he can do and be successful?
Alexander Usyk does not hold back as he calls out Jake Paul. Joshua's level is on another plane, and Paul is clearly out of his depth. This is a warning to the world that Anthony Joshua's experience and skill will dominate from the first bell.
Last fight, it's great because Anthony is Olympic champion. Francis Ngannou, it's second fight for boxing. Listen.
Eddie Hearn says Jake Paul has no chance against Anthony Joshua. Joshua's preparation and focus make him unstoppable, and this fight is an easy payday for AJ. Paul is walking into a storm, and Joshua will show why he is a top-tier heavyweight.
Yeah, look, I have to give him credit. I do think he's crazy. I think he's got absolutely no chance. I think he's going to get smashed to pieces.
Do you think Jake's crazy?
Yeah, I mean totally. I mean, listen, for us, we received an offer that was massive money and a really easy fight. We were talking about fighting this week here in an 8-round fight. Now we're fighting in an 8-round fight for 40 times more money against Jake Paul. So I love the opportunity for AJ on so many.
Anthony Joshua is all about growth and pushing limits. He is constantly testing himself and building his skill set. Against Jake Paul, this mindset guarantees a calculated and powerful performance that will leave no room for surprises or mistakes in the ring.
On what I have, and I want to see how far I can take myself. I know what it takes, I know what this game's about, and I'm going to push myself beyond the limits where I've been before, hence why I found myself in Dallas, because I'm trying to find an environment that can stimulate me, motivate me, and push me on.
Ben Davison highlights the danger Jake Paul faces stepping in against Anthony Joshua. Joshua's experience, power, and skill make him one of the most formidable fighters on the planet. This is a fight where Jake Paul is risking everything against a real champion.
People have a
dangerous in the sense of for the health of Jake, would you say?
Yeah, this is a sport that we love, and I think we need to protect that. And you know, he's one of the most dangerous guys in the world to go step in a ring with. Like, you saw that with Ngannou, who was a seasoned, you know, one of the most durable men on the planet in one of the toughest sports.
Spencer Oliver doesn't hold back and makes it abundantly clear that Jake Paul is completely out of his depth. Anthony Joshua has crushed elite athletes like Francis Ngannou in record time, showing that his power, timing, and ring IQ are on another level. Jake Paul may have a following on social media, but in the ring, he is not even close to being in Joshua's class. This fight looks like a massive mismatch from every angle. Joshua's skill, discipline, and experience will dominate the first round and beyond, leaving Paul completely exposed and humiliated.
God help Jake Paul, that's all I can say. We saw that what Anthony Joshua had done
to Francis Ngannou. He went out there and iced him in a couple of rounds. A guy coming from a different discipline. Well, this kid's coming from another level. You know, white collar boxing in 2018, gone through the mill, and the only boxer really that he's actually boxed, a legitimate boxer he got beat by, and that was in Tommy Fury.
Carl Froch perfectly sums up the enormous mismatch that awaits in the ring. Anthony Joshua is coming back stronger than ever, calm, calculated, and ready to make a statement. Jake Paul has no real fights, no ranking, and no experience at heavyweight. Froch's point about easy work, easy money hits home because Joshua's power and precision make this fight almost a formality. Every punch he throws will be textbook and devastating, showing why he is a two-time world champion. This isn't just a fight, it's a showcase of skill, dominance, and a lesson in boxing for Paul.
And Anthony Joshua said, Jake or anyone can get this work, no mercy. I took some time out, I'm coming back with the mega show. It's a big opportunity for me, whether you like it or not. I'm here to do massive numbers, have big fights and break every record whilst keeping cool, calm and collected. So chill in it. I mean, come on, he's jumping in with fake Paul, who has no experience and no fights and no world ranking at heavyweight. Easy work, easy.
Devin Haney's reaction reflects what every boxing fan is thinking. Jake Paul stepping up against Anthony Joshua is almost reckless because Joshua is a solidified champion with the kind of skill and experience that only comes from years at the elite level. Haney points out the danger in every word because Joshua's power, timing, and fight IQ make him extremely hazardous for anyone, especially someone with limited boxing background. This fight will expose every weakness Jake Paul has, and it's likely to be over before the halfway point. Joshua's dominance and intensity in the ring are simply unmatched.
I was surprised that Jake took the fight rather than Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is one of the best fighters in the world. He's a solidified champion. But I'm surprised that Jake took the fight and is fighting a guy that's so dangerous like Anthony Joshua. So I got to take my hat off to him. Because we were saying that, he's fighting this person past their prime, this person's old and this and whatnot, and now he's fighting.
Carl Frampton doesn't mince words about what this fight is likely to look like. Anthony Joshua has the ability to blow opponents away in a single round, and he's proven it against top-level fighters. Frampton emphasizes that Jake Paul is not in the same league, and any hope of resistance is almost fantasy. Joshua's speed, power, and accuracy mean this fight will likely be decided in the opening minutes. Frampton's confidence mirrors that of the boxing world. There is no doubt that Joshua can and will dominate every second inside the ring, showing the stark contrast in ability and experience.
Why do you think it doesn't harm AJ?
I don't think it does harm.
Why?
Because I just think he goes and if it's a real fight, he'd go and blow him away in a round. That's the end.
What if he doesn't do him in a round?
Gareth A. Davies breaks down the glaring gap between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. Paul has only fought at the area level as a cruiserweight, whereas Joshua is a heavyweight with world-class power and technique. Davies references Joshua's battles with Alexander Usyk, highlighting how he challenged one of the best fighters in the world over 10 grueling rounds. Putting Paul in the same ring seems absurd, as the skill, experience, and punching power mismatch is monumental. Every round is likely to showcase Joshua's superiority. Fans can expect a masterclass performance with Paul struggling to keep up with a genuine heavyweight champion.
I completely agree with Ben. I mean, that's the biggest issue with the fights. Let's be fair. Jake Paul is an area level fighter, British area level fighter. That's where he's at as a cruiserweight. He's stepping in against a very big heavyweight who's a massive puncher. Just go back to the second fight with Alexander Usyk. Look how great Alexander Usyk has become. And you go back and look at some of the highlights of Joshua's attacks on Usyk and gave him a really...
Duke McKenzie clearly highlights how one-sided this fight is likely to be. Anthony Joshua is a massive, trained athlete with the experience, power, and technique to dominate any smaller opponent. Jake Paul simply hasn't earned the right to face a world-class heavyweight. The weight difference alone puts Paul at a huge disadvantage, and when you factor in Joshua's refined skills and knockout power, the fight looks like a formality. This isn't just a mismatch on paper. Every second inside the ring will remind fans why Joshua is a true champion, while Paul is stepping up far beyond his level.
Right, I don't believe to fight Anthony Joshua. It's not like he's beaten, 4 or 5, top line heavyweights, other heavyweights. I don't believe he's boxed any heavyweights.
Derek Chisora doesn't hold back in pointing out how fast this fight is likely to end. Anthony Joshua's previous demolition of Francis Ngannou shows his ability to finish opponents quickly and decisively. Jake Paul does not have the skill, experience, or toughness to survive more than a few rounds against a heavyweight of Joshua's caliber. Chisora emphasizes that going beyond 5 rounds would be shocking and doubtful. Fans can expect Joshua to dominate from the first bell, using his power, precision, and ring intelligence to end the fight in spectacular fashion. Paul is clearly stepping into a battle far beyond his level.
So I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony, I said, listen, I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's gonna be having a go at you, because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. It has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, you know, people are gonna be doubting you as a fighter himself. So he has to smoke him out like what he did Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia in 1 round.
Jake Paul may talk about sneaky punches and jabs, but in reality, he is stepping into a ring with a fighter who is a world-class powerhouse. Anthony Joshua's speed, timing, and devastating power completely overshadow anything Paul can attempt. Every claim about trick shots or body work will be met with an impenetrable defense and crushing counters. Joshua has faced elite athletes and comes prepared to dominate any challenger. Paul's bravado won't translate into real success because Joshua's experience and ring IQ make him far too dangerous. This fight will showcase skill, power, and experience that Paul simply cannot match.
Sneaky knockout punches coming. Lots of great work to the body. People underestimate.
Eddie Hearn is brutally honest about Jake Paul's chances and clearly sides with Anthony Joshua. Calling it crazy to even attempt this fight, Hearn points out the inevitability of Paul being smashed. Joshua's power, technique, and experience at the highest level make this a complete mismatch. Fans should expect a decisive, one-sided performance where Joshua dominates every moment inside the ring. Paul has no chance against a fighter who can dismantle top heavyweights in rounds and combine tactical intelligence with sheer force. This fight will reinforce why Joshua is a true champion while Paul is dangerously outclassed.
I think he's got absolutely no chance. I think he's going to get smashed to pieces.
As we look ahead to this colossal showdown, everything points to Anthony Joshua asserting his dominance from the opening bell. The stakes are enormous because a win here not only reinforces his legacy as a 2-time heavyweight champion, but also sends a clear message that no YouTube fighter can step into the ring unprepared. If Joshua wins, it will be another emphatic demonstration of power, skill, and experience against an opponent who simply has no business at this level. If by some shock Jake Paul manages to survive or even land a significant punch, it would be a headline-making moment, but the odds are overwhelmingly in Joshua's favor. Mentally and physically, Joshua is miles ahead, fueled by years of Olympic and professional experience. Fans can expect a clinic in technique, timing, and devastating power. Don't just watch the fight unfold, make sure to comment below on who you think will dominate and join the debate on whether Jake Paul can even survive the first round.